was
Nag-walk out naman sa PICC, and
Yes,
I remember that fateful day.
and that was admitted by the Minister of Defense, Enrile, during the EDSA People Power. That's the first thing he admitted, that the boats in Cagayan Valley were padded, actually, illogically increased.
It's common knowledge.
Yeah.
Where can we get this book, Boni?
Actually, it's...
Is it in National Bookstore?
Yes, but selective.
Selective.
Because only in places they know that some people who can afford to buy.
Ba't mahal ba itong libro nito?
Siguro mga 500 plus, almost 600.
Yeah, but what is the price of history, especially for those who want to learn and know more about yourself? History is not only the story of people of the past or those of the dead, but basically our story retold from a different angle. Maybe if you wanted to take time out and find out why exactly we are the way we are as Filipinos, it would be wise to look into the history. Now, I understand you're beginning to write another book, but this time, believe it or not, he's writing a book about basketball. Boni, give us a sneak preview. Why basketball from history? The Warsaw of Asia, the destruction of Manila, the rape of Manila, and then all of a sudden, basketball.
Actually, I was supposed to write the biography of Jaworski. And people in Inquirer told me, Boni, better do the first one, the history. Baka mabakya ka dyan. You know?
Okay.
That's those the words of Dennis Erowa and etc. from Daily Inquirer. And so I started. Actually, just part. And I could see some similarities because basketball became popular, number one sport in the field after the war. It's the liberation period when people gusto nila makahingi. Malungkot, biro ba? Most of your relatives died, classmates
Siyempre,
died, Manila was in ruins. It affected even NCAA and UAAP. They were suspended for 5 years.
Everything was suspended for 5 years. Even I remember my father was just telling me he was in San Beda. The only building then, the university, that was not blown apart was San Beda in front of Malacanang.
That's true.
So when it reopened, dun sila, nakapasok sila, and basically it was a very weird sensation for all of them to go back to school.
Actually, there was a player, famous player, Kurt Bachmann, if you remember him. He was actually football player.
Okay.
But he shifted to basketball as to continue the legacy of his uncle, Strigan, Henry Strigan, who was killed in the German club by the Japanese.
I saw that briefly in your book here with the German club. Yes, yes.
And,
is that why? No, I'm sorry. With a write-up about the basketball.
Yeah. And some of those whom I interviewed for this book, I interviewed them again for basketball.
May relationship
May
pa
relationship.
talaga, interrelationship. So when do you expect this new book to come out? When are you going to publish this?
Maybe this semester, this school year, maybe July or...
So tapos ka na?
It's finishing touches, actually.
But not yet off to print?
Not off the print.
Well, when it comes out, please bring it here to us on TV
Sure.
again, in Talk News TV. And
You'll be the first one to know.
Yes, let's tell our audience what it's all about. Now, what did we do tonight? Basically, we tried to show you video footage of the war before the Japanese came in, the devastation, and finally during our freedom, how we have suffered. Now, I had a guest here some 3 weeks ago from Piston, si George Mateo, and how he was explaining how Manila was devastated and nasira in transport system.
Tranvia.
Yeah, the tramvia, no?
And
the
our Meralco buses also.
And the Meralco buses. Sabi niya, during that period, can you imagine, government actually took care or was the sole transport czar. They actually had infrastructure and transportation. Yung nawala yun, ergo, the birth of jeepneys and different entrepreneurs providing that single infrastructure government normally take care of. And that's how they started the jeepney concept. And
the
what
jeepneys after the war, because they transferred. That started when the American soldiers sold their jeepney, and the Filipinos used that, parang kolorum ba, to transport. And that became our...
The problem is, over the years, in the last 5-6 decades, we're still using it when dapat it was supposed to be an interim Instead, it became the backbone of what we call our transport infrastructure. Of course, now it's slowly changing. You've got the MRT and hopefully the South and North rails, if it's not derailed by Congress or the Senate. And hopefully next would be the moving wheels so we can improve. Boni, a message to our viewers before we end the show.
I think we should learn from history. Let's read our history. Not just memorize it, but read between the lines. Analyze it. Reflect on it. We'll learn from it. And we'll see there's a relationship between the past and our present situation. And we can solve the problem if we know our past. It's a training to be sensitive. If you're sensitive to the past, you'll be sensitive to the present and to the future. Because you will see, if you commit mistakes, you'll be in history and you'll be a laughing stock in the future if you commit a mistake in the present. And remember, Philippines was #1 in Asia during the time of the Spaniards till the American period. And it was the war that made us #2 because the Americans gave more help to the Japanese to prevent the communist expansion in Asia.
Thank you for your words of wisdom. What can I say after? I just love the academe, having them as our guests here. We hope you've enjoyed tonight's show, and I hope we've been of some help to you. Don't forget, one more time, the Warsaw of Asia, the rape of Manila. Learn about yourself as Professor Escoda has brought into our show tonight. We hope you've enjoyed tonight's program. Now stay tuned. We'll bring you back more of Talk News TV. Magandang gabi po sa inyo lahat. Ako po si Harry Tambuatco. Thank you very much,
Thank you
Professor.
so much. It's a pleasure. It's an honor to be with you.
And please, when you do launch your book, when you publish it and you're ready to launch it, please bring it here. No, seriously, I'd like to be